Set you free. I'm a bad influence on the word love, baby. Greetings, salutations. How y'all doing tonight? How y'all doing? Friday. It's the weekend, baby. Last weekday, Friday. For those of you all who are fortunate enough to be off, congratulations. To those of you all who have to work, congratulations to you also. Uh, to you. Greetings, Gracie. Greetings, everyone. Well, a couple of things to talk about tonight, but we're gonna do first, right? We're gonna do this first. I guess I should monologue and then do like promo. I don't know. What do y'all think? Why y'all Jay, check out YouTube. Tell me how it looks, please. Let me know how YouTube looks. Um, yeah, let's get
Conversations with TNathan delves into the stories of activists, scholars, and everyday heroes who have fought to continue the fight for justice, equality, and liberation. Not only will he educate and inform, but also empowers listeners to become active participants in the ongoing fight for justice. Every night at 11 Eastern on the GCPR network.
yes. There we go. There we go.
Every night.
Conversations with T. Nathan. So you know what time it is. It is 10 o'clock Central Standard Time, 11 o'clock Eastern Time, and I am talking. I am streaming. I am on the radio. So that must mean it's time for Conversations with T. Nathan. Welcome, welcome. Buckle up, and it's going to get bumpy. Jay, where you at? You off? You at home? You at mobile? I know you're not at McDonald's. You at mobile? Where you at? Petra. Petra, you should know what I'm going to talk about tonight. You should already know. I give you the lip service to a few things before I get into the topic. I am really, um, mm, okay, okay. How does that look? Um, okay, it's a mobile. Several things before I get into the main topic of tonight. Today, the federal Donald Trump administration is abused its power and raided the home of John Bolton, his former national security advisor, that wrote a tell-all book about the administration that Donald Trump tried to have suppressed, that he didn't like. And for an administration that is not going to use the Justice Department against its enemies, seems like they're using the Justice Department against their enemies. Yes, John Bolton joins a long list of people that since Donald Trump has been in his office, he has turned the Justice Department on. Letitia James was the before John Bolton, and we are watching this unfold in real time. And I have some observations that I'm going to make that are probably going to startle a lot of people, but it's the truth. This, as I watch people react to a lot of things that are happening and unfolding, and I'm going to say this: tyrants are installed by small steps. I don't believe we have what it takes as a society to stop him. Yeah, there are people like me that are out here sounding the alarm. There are a few people that are doing what they can, but in the end, I see more people trying to accommodate than I see people trying to fight against. Um, there's just so many things going on that I just see people are making excuses for not paying attention to or otherizing. And when I say otherizing, I mean oh, that's just affecting other people. That's not affecting me. So I'm going to stay out of it. And then when it affects me and other people are taken out, then who's going to help you? And who can blame people for not helping people when they were in need of help and you allowed them to be eliminated? Um, yeah, that's my, and I'm not even a pessimist. I'm still gonna fight. I'm gonna fight, but I just realized that most people are complacent in their oppression, or they justify it. I've never seen in my lifetime a time when so many people living paycheck to paycheck were identifying with the struggles of billionaires over their own. They're prioritizing the struggles of billionaires. They're justifying tax breaks to billionaires. I'm talking about poor people, people who are going to be most impacted by rising prices, inflation, and all this are sitting there acting like they don't understand the water is getting hot. I hustle made that statement a few hours ago. I've been saying the same thing. Complicit. Yes, they don't think it will affect them, and when it do, they still make excuses. It's like I was watching a video of people talking about they don't care if Donald Trump is a dictator. I was like, they said dictator, not dictator. Do you know what a dictator is? I listen to people, and, and I was like, even your whitewashed version of history teaches you about Stalin and the man that they don't even want you to talk about on this app, Adolphus. They teach you about Mussolini. They teach you about all these, and you turn around and somehow say you don't care if Donald Trump becomes a dictator. I I thought that was the bridge too far a couple of years ago, but I've been realized it's not too far, but it's still unnerving to hear. I don't think it will affect them. And I see so many people overwhelmed into inaction. And Amy, I can't excuse those people either. I can't. Maybe because it goes to the point that I say, I just for years would listen to people talk about. It was the height of the George of the Black Lives Matter movement of 2020, 2021, 2022 even. And I just heard all these social justice pretenders out here talking about what they would do as they safely walk down a street with a couple of thousand other people doing nothing. Yeah, I'm sorry, doing nothing. Uh, they weren't in Minnesota. They were safely and scrolled down, walked down. And I know, some people gonna be like, "Well, T Nathan, they were doing something." I walk my dog every day. That doesn't mean I'm protesting, but I digress. I let it slide. Petra will tell you. I talk about this all the time. I say people are hitting the street, and we get all this media cover, and nobody's talking about anything. They just want to show up, march down some streets. And I used to get so mad. I said, I used to ask people, why are you here? Oh, I want to show my support against police brutality. I'm saying, what else? How do we get to police brutality? What is the system in place that you are really talking about? And I was disappointed because then people tell you, well, T. Nathan, don't be so harsh. They're out here. We've been out there since 1867. If you don't understand the issues, how can you fight them? How? How do you fight? And that's why I say I am not going to stop fighting. I'm not going to stop feeding one person that happens to be homeless. I'm not going to stop any of that. I'm just looking at the bigger picture. And I said a lot of us are going to be leaving. Is let me see Chief Security. Am I freezing to anybody else? Oh, am I freezing to anybody else? Okay. Oh, some of you all are freezing and some of it's not. That's So I guess that means it can't be me. It must be TikTok. Hmm. I was just, it must be TikTok. Penelope, did you find out any information on the issue we talked about earlier today? Did you find out any information on that? You were looping, but it stopped. Yeah. Did I miss anything I said? Did it loop all the way into what I said continuously? I hope it did. Um, but yeah, that's that's the road we're on, and I just want to say I haven't found anything yet. I have one more spot to check. Okay, I am seeing TNathan good. Trying to. Okay, all right. My taps wasn't working. Yeah, we just have to do what we do. But that is the thing. In 2016, one of the deadliest mass shootings in this country's history, when a gunman walked into the Pulse nightclub in Orlando, Florida, and opened fire and killed 49 people. At the time, it was one of the deadliest. It is still one of the deadliest shootings in our history, but at that time in 2016, it was the deadliest mass shooting in a single day in this country's history. What's up, Robert? And 9 years ago, hmm, 9 years ago, this is the Post nightclub. They are, I don't even know where to start with this, right? Because this angers me, saddens me, and enrages me all at the same time. Um, it was a gay nightclub. It was a gay nightclub in Orlando, Florida. Um, most of the people in the club were gay. It was a hate crime. It was a hate crime by an individual who probably just needed to go suck some dick and be happy with his life. But no, he wanted to walk into the Post nightclub and take lives of innocent people because he hated himself. I stand by that. I stand by that. And I said, why are you talking about the Post nightclub? You know, well, maybe because enough people don't talk about the Post nightclub. Let's talk about is that story of what happened in Orlando, Florida? Yes, this is the Post nightclub 2016. Before I go move forward, let's get a recap of what happened on that night. Let's get a recap.
It is Latin night at the Pulse, a gay nightclub in downtown Orlando, packed with 320 people. And this video of people dancing taken just last night, and then at 2:02 a.m., bartenders announcing last call, when suddenly the gunfire.
You could start smelling the ammunition in the air. Like it smelled like fire.
Was your instinct to hit the ground?
I just wanted to get as low to the floor as I could and try to crawl into safety.
As that gunfire erupted, you could hear it from the outside.
Oh my God, they're all shooting back and forth.
Our officer engaged in a gun battle with that suspect. The suspect at some point went back inside the club where more shots were fired.
You see people screaming and falling, and there was blood everywhere.
The nightclub has three main areas: the hip-hop room, the main bar with the dance floor, and a patio area. Some people escaping out this side door and into this small alleyway. Jean-Yel telling me he crawled on the floor, reaching through the curtains to find a sliver of an exit, but that people were climbing over one another to get out.
People
were jumping over you?
People were trying to jump over me, like pushing my head down, like it's a state of panic, like we just wanted to get out.
Another survivor, Joshua, telling us how he hid under an SUV, discovering a survivor who'd been shot in both arms and in the back. He took off his shirt and used it as a tourniquet.
I took my shirt off, I tied it as tight as I could over the first wound. Second one, I took his shirt, tied it over that one. Thought he was okay. I kind of like held him over, like his arm over my shoulder and vice versa.
No ambulances left. Police told him to get in the back of the cruiser and to give the man a bear hug. 2:08 a.m. and the Pulse nightclub posts this on Facebook. Everyone get out of pulse and keep running. But inside, the frantic scene continues. So many looking for the exits, others hiding in rooms with no way out.
I saw him. He was maybe 20, 30 feet away from me. And I saw the fire coming out of his gun every time he shot fire.
About 15, 20 people got shoved into a one-person bathroom until he started shooting through the doorway.
Dozens who did not make it out, becoming hostages stuck inside. Some huddled inside a bathroom just off the dance floor, texting loved ones. Call police, I'm going to die.
He called him a terrorist, has them in the women's bathroom, and please come get us out because he's about to kill us.
And in the midst of the attack, the killer himself. Authorities say he called 911 to pledge his allegiance to the terror group ISIS. Authorities sending armored vehicles and SWAT teams. They rushed to the scene. But for nearly 3 hours, they hold their fire, waiting outside.
We're being told possibly up to 15 remaining in the club that are barricaded in.
Why did the SWAT team wait 3 hours?
In that time, we need to set up, reevaluate, reassess what's happening, and make sure that all the pieces are in place.
Around 5 a.m., explosions at the club.
Some sort of explosion or...
Moments later, we learn it's a controlled explosion set off by police to distract the gunman. An armored vehicle smashes through a wall of the club, and SWAT officers swarm in behind.
Look at that, just shooting back.
11 of them suddenly involved in a shootout with the killer.
We had 11 Orlando police officers that exchanged gunfire with the suspect and killed him.
Authorities say the shooter, revealed to be 29-year-old Omar Mateen, a U.S. citizen born in America with Afghani parents. Police say he used 2 guns, authorities revealing he purchased both of them in recent days.
It was a handgun and a AR-15 type assault rifle.
One round injuring an officer during the firefight. This damaged Kevlar helmet may have saved his life.
And it is with great sadness that I share we have not 20 but 50 casualties. In addition to the shooter, there are another 53 that are hospitalized.
Making this the deadliest mass shooting in U.S. history.
Although it's still early in the investigation, we know enough to say that this was an act of terror and an act of hate.
The 15th time President Obama has addressed the nation since taking office after a mass shooting on U.S. soil. We do have an ABC News exclusive here tonight as we now get a new portrait of what it was like inside that nightclub as the gunman asked people their racial backgrounds, began talking about ISIS, and holding them essentially hostage for several hours. This one survivor you're about to hear the tale of was in there for 3 hours as SWAT teams were assembling right outside here before they broke through those walls. And Gio Benitez talked to him a short time ago as he was leaving the hospital tonight. Gio is across town here in Orlando. Gio?
That's right, David. We are at the largest gay club in Orlando, and this is where we met that survivor. He played dead for 3 hours and was just released from the hospital. In fact, he's still wearing those hospital ID tags. Listen in.
He heard them on the, talking probably to the police department or texting, and he asked them, please do not text. And so they stopped, but then somebody started the texting back up again, and he said, didn't I say don't text? Give me all your phones. Who's in here? Are you guys black? And a couple of them said, yeah. He said that I don't have an issue with the blacks. And then he got on the phone, I don't know if it was with the news or the police department, telling them that to stop, America needs to stop bombing ISIS in
So he
Syria.
was calling people on the phone?
Yeah, he called somebody on the phone.
And he was telling them stop bombing ISIS?
Stop bombing ISIS on the in Syria. Then he called somebody else that he knew, and he mentioned that he was the 4th shooter, and there was 3 others, and he mentioned, I believe, a female name, and that was playing dead, or because he's saying that she has a bombing vest, and he has one too. And then he said there were 3 snipers out there waiting for cops to come, so the snipers would shoot at the cops.
So this whole time, what were you doing? I mean, you must have heard all this gunfire.
Yeah. I stood quiet. I said I don't think he knew we were there until he came back in and shot again, and one black boy came crawling underneath the stall, grasping our legs and having me and my friend to drop to the floor. And he would go wash his hands and use the blower, and I felt something poke the back of my pocket.
You think he was poking you?
Yeah, it was like one quick touch or poke. I don't know if it was with I didn't know what he had to use as a weapon, but he probably was thinking of, I'm dead.
So you played dead for 3 hours
yes,
straight.
and my friend followed the roll, quiet. I heard the cops screaming, get down, get down. It looked like they were getting closer. I don't know, they pulled people from the other side of the club there out. He was busy fixing his rifle, or I don't know what he had, but he was busy fixing. I heard shells drop, shells dropping on the floor. And he was happy that he got it fixed, and he said, oh, I got plenty of bullets.
He said, I've got plenty of
extra bullets. He started shooting in the stall, and I don't know if he was killing the ones in the back stall, and the cops bust a hole in the wall.
What did you see when you walked through that club?
No, I did not. They took me out of the hole in the wall.
And he says that he is a mentor to a lot of the young people in this community. He says he knew 75% of the people in that club, especially all of those who died. David.
Chilling to still see that hospital band around his wrist, Gio. We're glad he's okay.
I remember when I first heard about Post nightclub being shot up, and I remember watching, and I went and searched for it, and I found that piece today, because I wanted to share it, because that was in the moment. It was in the moment, and I remember, I remember all the talk afterwards, all the religious right talking about what people deserved. I remember all that. I didn't forget any of it. I didn't forget any of it. The deadliest mass shooting in American history. And 9 years ago, 9 years ago. And that was the year I came out as bisexual and non-binary too, and watched that made my blood boil. And it was only 50 casualties that day. Yeah, that weak ass bitch just died. He just died. He wasn't a casualty. He he should have died years before. Um, and they're about to tear down Pulse and build a monument. Yeah, and I'm all for it. I'm all for it, right? I'm all for it. It took 9 years. It took 9 years to build a monument to 49 people who lost their lives just because they were in a gay nightclub. I don't care all this talk about ISIS and all that. Yeah, fuck that. They lost their lives because if you were truly making a statement against ISIS, you would have went to a federal building. Let me break that down. You would have went to a federal building. You would have went to something that was representative of the United States policy in Iran and Iraq and across Palestine and the Middle East, right? That's what you would have done. So spare me this conflated talk about, oh, I'm here to strike a blow. You're there because you wanted to kill gay people. And people, y'all might be wondering why I'm talking about this now. I talk about it all the time. Why am I talking about it now? Because something just happened in Florida. Something just happened in Florida. And it's because of this administration. It's because of this administration.
Right now, there's a crowd of people growing near the Pulse nightclub site in Orlando, upset about this, the rainbow crosswalk being painted over.
But the governor is doubling down on the state's decision to remove it. Let's get out to Fox 35's Hannah McKenzie. She is joining us live outside the Pulse Memorial tonight. So, Hannah, at one point, people actually colored that sidewalk back in.
Yeah, Luann, some fast-working folks brought out the chalk and worked to restore that rainbow. We did have a downpour here in Orlando, though, and as you can see, that chalk has since washed away. But now a large group of folks have gathered here on the side of Orange Avenue, and they have signs, they have banners, they have flags. They are hoping their presence here is going to leave a much long-lasting impact, more than any chalk could do. Its vibrant hues restored. at least temporarily, with chalk after Orlando's iconic rainbow crosswalk outside the Pulse nightclub site was painted over in the dead of night.
I'm a little emotional.
Yasmin Flasterstein hoping her 49 flowers can brighten the day for those upset over the crosswalk.
While they're feeling hurt, maybe they could feel some support too.
Calling the move callous, Orlando Mayor Buddy Dyer writing, quote, hastily removing part of a memorial to what was at the time our nation's largest mass shooting without any supporting safety data or discussion is a cruel political act. Several weeks ago, the Trump administration sent a letter to all 50 governors telling them to keep intersections free of political messages, artwork, and any markings not directly tied to pedestrian or driver safety. FDOT also releasing this memo stating their 2025 design manual explicitly prohibits the application of pavement or surface art on travel lanes, paved shoulders, intersections, crosswalks, or sidewalks. State Senator Carlos Guillermo Smith says he saw this coming.
They're actively fighting with the city of Delray Beach, with Key West, with Sarasota. This is the crosswalk that they wanted to make an example out of. The crosswalk that was created to remember 49 people who were murdered here.
Governor Ron DeSantis replying to a video posted by Guillermo Smith, writing, "We will not allow our state roads to be commandeered for political purposes."
It's really hard for me to say I felt any other way but numb.
Darylise Torres survived the Pulse massacre and lost friends inside. She says if the city built a permanent memorial, painting over this crosswalk wouldn't be an issue.
While I do not condone it, I think it's horrible and despicable that the state is actually doing that. The fact that they're using polls is more to pursue a different agenda than what it actually should mean had we done things right in the first place.
I did reach out to FDOT. I did not hear back, but according to their memo, FDOT does have the authority to comply with these standards, and they also have the authority to withhold state funding for any agency found in violation of these standards. Reporting live in Orlando, Hannah McKenzie, Fox 35 News.
Hannah, thank you. Earlier this month, FDOT sent letters to the cities of Delray Beach and Key West saying their rainbow crosswalks had to be removed by September 3rd. The letter said if the cities didn't remove them, the state would. Both of those cities still have their rainbow crosswalks.
And let me, I'm the receipt stat guy. Accidents at those crossings where rainbows and the crossing where the memorial to the Post nightclub was set up, accidents dropped by between 17 and 35% at those crosswalks. That's just a fact. This is a fact. This administration is targeting. What does most of these memorials do? We're restoring Confederate statues that were put up to intimidate Black people during the civil rights and Jim Crow era. But we are taking down memorials to people that were innocent that died. I'm waiting for the Matthew Shepard attack. I'm coming. I'm waiting for. They already decommit. They already changed the name of the USS Harvey Milk, um, because they're targeting these communities. This is not. This is not a one-off. This is some. Just imagine how you're sitting in the White House and all the things that are going on, and you think that contacting the Department of Transportations in each state is a priority to basically tell them any drawings on that in any way. And it's like, here's the thing: a memorial to dead people that died in a shooting. That's political. That's political. And this is why I tell you today it was just that was it for me. I saw that and I was like, I'm gonna tell you, and you all know if you see me at protests, and I tell you, the LGBTQ community is represented more so than anybody else at these protests because they understand better how this is going to impact people at large. People at large. And we're watching most people turn a blind eye to it. We're in the upside down portion of the twilight zone. And that's why I say, and that's why sometimes I just be wondering, am I talking to ether? It just seems like I understand some people cope by comedy, but all the goddamn time do I have to hear a joke about everything I say? All the goddamn time? It's like, read the fucking room, people. Read a fucking room. This is one of the most annoying things about talking about some serious issue, and people find the need to try to deflect and to tell me I just wanted to lighten the mood. I didn't come here to lighten this mood. I am not here to lighten this mood. I don't need, if I need a laugh or a jokey joke, I'll go watch Mayberry. I am talking about people dying. I am talking about what we need to do to stop this. Read the room. Read the room. Because I'm getting irritated. I'm getting irritated. I will watch people in lives where they're talking about where you taking your date on the first date, and they act serious as a motherfucker in those lives. But I will sit here and talk about issues that impact us daily and systemically, and everybody finds the need to tell a fucking joke. What the fuck am I missing? Somebody explain. What the fuck am I missing? I cry sometime. I'm just trying to do this so I don't cry. Well, cry. Cry. I don't have the. I'm telling you, that's why I say that I don't think people take this as seriously as I'm telling you it is and showing you it is, because everything is being reduced. Every serious topic is reduced to a punchline. Why? And don't give me this bullshit about I have to do this to keep from crying. I need some crying and some anger. I need some crying and some anger. I don't need no centering yourself. I don't need any of that. I think you all don't get who the fuck I am. I'm not here to turn everything into a joke. I'm here to talk about solutions, and I'm talking about how sometimes I want to punch people dead in the face. I'm watching the numbers in the live plummet also. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I'm just tired. I'm tired of having to do what we do on a daily basis. Feed those who happen to be homeless. Try to educate children that should be in school that shouldn't be scared to go to school because their parents are undocumented and they don't want to get their parents in trouble. So they're missing the chance to just be children. And watching today that a memorial that was harming no one, to watch people, this memorial was harming no one. This was a two-dimensional drawing on a road of not even long as I am tall. And in the middle, and that's how you know they knew they were wrong. They didn't do this in the middle of the day. They snuck out in the middle of the night and painted this over while everybody was asleep and then snuck off. The people who are in their graves love to joke. Just saying. These people did it in the middle of the night, Raven, and snuck off. But I admired the gumption of the LGBT community, of those people who were down on their hands and knees today, putting it back. Yeah, they put it back in the first thing they had, which was the chalk. Yeah, it's gonna wash away. But it's the idea that they didn't sit quietly by and say, "Oh well." It's the idea that they don't have to organize. They didn't take weeks of organization to say we're. They showed up organically. They showed up organically. Yeah, this and it's like this is just the history that we want to pretend like this we're going to wipe out. We don't want to talk about all these things in our history. We're past that. You're so past that you haven't even built a monument to it, but you can erect Confederate battle monuments to the Confederacy. But you called it, oh, that was just a travesty, and it's still 9 years later, and you haven't built a monument. And the monument that people made for themselves, you just destroyed. You just destroyed. We don't want to talk about. And I remember looking at Uvalde and looking how long it took the cops to go into that. And I was like, you know how long it took them to go into the Post nightclub? 3 hours. Can you imagine? You had to play dead for 3 hours. One man with a semi-automatic weapon that he had turned into an automatic weapon and a pistol, and it took you 3 hours to get him. I'm telling you, right? They let us know every day they do not care. They want more people to not care. And they have a lot of people to not care, or people that just got to find a laughy, funny joke in it. I want to shoot people. Yeah, some of them I know. Yes, that's what I want. I want to talk about how do we. I'm not. I'm not the warm and fuzzy type all the goddamn time. I want to talk about how who gonna hide me because I'm serious. I was sitting here looking today. I say, you know what? I know how to stop them from. I know how to stop them from painting over it. I know how to stop the state from coming out here. I sure do. But I know it still wouldn't matter to most of it. It still wouldn't matter. 3 hours. People were fearing. I mean, you're laying there paying dead as a man pokes you with a gun for 3 hours after, while the police are outside eating donuts. Doing what? We were planning and strategic, and the man has shot up a club. What's the more strategic planning do you need? And it's Florida. Florida. You forget. I know. I know where Orlando is. I know how far it is from the depot. I know the capabilities of Orlando police. It took you 3 hours to strategically take about taking out a wall in a club. You can find marijuana in a car, but you can't find detect with drones. And they had drone capability there. They had the thermal imaging capability at this time. Trump is whitewashing. Destroying POCs and marginalized communities, turning everything political. Right. The nerve of Ron DeSantis to say that we don't want crosswalks to be political. It's a memorial to dead people. You scared dead people of voting? You scared dead people of voting? And I looked. I went looking through Florida and see which other memorials are coming down. Didn't find any. Didn't find any. You got memorials to people who enslaved people and fought to maintain slavery, but a memorial of paint on a street is somehow threatening. Didn't he break city rule in that too? Listen, this is the thing about it. This is the thing about it, Amy. Orlando, the mayor of Orlando, the city of Orlando sanctioned this artwork. It's been they had proper permissions from the city. The mayor is like, y'all didn't even check with me. Nobody in Orlando's um, um, city council or their Department of Transportation knew that Florida Department of Transportation was coming down there to paint over it. Nobody asked them. Nobody asked them. Yeah. And and it's just things like this. And I was like, I was watching today and I was like, well, let me go see what people are talking about this online or what they want to do. Nobody. I also don't scroll through. There was some people talking about it. I don't scroll through a lot of lives 'cause I start cussing. I just strolling through, seeing what the topics were, and no, nobody was good. The city ought to paint it back. They are, but the MDOT now MDOT is threatening FDOT. MDOT. I've lived in several MDOT states, Missouri, Mississippi. But the Florida Department of Transportation is now threatening to withhold funds from Orlando. Because that's next step. Anytime you get in that back and forth, oh, we're just gonna withhold funds. Okay, we'll stop paying funds. Is that my solution? You're gonna withhold funds, we'll stop paying taxes on that particular item. We'll stop. I just don't like I say, it's watching this unfold and everybody has a joke, but nobody wants to take the solutionary step. And not everybody, because like I say, I applaud the LGBTQ community that organically got hundreds of people to show up once they realized what Florida Department of Transportation did in the middle of the night. I applaud that. We planned for weeks for a protest, and we'll be lucky if we get the same amount of people to show up. I applaud the organic nature of them showing up and showing out. They didn't just show up and just hold signs. They got on their hands and knees and painted it back. They got on their hands and knees and painted it back. I applaud that. Telling you, this is what revolution looks like, and most people are not busing grapes in fruit salads. And grapes are the easy thing to bust in a fruit salad. Yeah, I like I say, I just hate to break it to you all. Some of the things y'all do are not about the revolution. Might make you feel better, but they're not moving the needle any in the ideology of the party, the mentality. They're not. Not. I've seen some. Watched some of the most abhorrent bullshit, jokey jokes about the Smithsonian. I've watched some of the most abhorrent shit, jokey jokes about these situations, and I be wanting to hunt these people down too. That's why I need a lawyer. That's why I have to have. I need lawyers in every state. That's why at least I got one in California. At least I got one in California. I need lawyers in every state because as long as we continue to make excuses and be weak, we're going to continue to get what we always got. We're going to continue to get what we always got. As long as we continue to entertain bullshit ass narratives and try to let people that can't argue their way listen. If you can't argue your way out of a wet paper bag, I'm gonna need you to sit all the way down when you think you're having talking points and winning arguments with matters. I need you to sit. There's nothing worse than I hate watching a debate between somebody that says they're liberal, progressive, or they understand, or they smart and got it understood, and watch them get decimated by a maggot with talking points. And some of your favorite creators do it on a regular basis. Decimated. I'm watching them get decimated by people with talking points. Not even. I was like, you got to be kidding me. You have got to be kidding me. Tim in the morning. Yeah, Tim in the morning, GCPR. Tim in the morning, G2. I don't. So that's why. And it's like say, I'm not pessimistic. People think this mood is pessimistic. No, it's anger. Listen, I don't. I, I was talking about anger today to someone. Right? What's up, Chief Security? How you doing today? I was talking about anger, and one of the things I always tell them is one of the most impactful lines to me in any Marvel movie was when Captain America asked the Hulk, "How do you how do you deal with your anger? How do you know how you control your anger?" Say, I stay angry. I And I think people don't understand what that means because I guess they expect, you can't function with your anger. No, as a black man in America, I stay angry. I stay angry, but it's such a continual state that I manage it so well. I manage it so well. My people like, oh, your anger gets the best of you. I don't know about you, but my anger is what causes me to work out. My anger is what causes me to keep my intelligence expanding. My anger is what causes me to practice katas at 2 o'clock in the morning. That's what it does. My anger is what causes me to make sure that everyone I love stays safe, no matter what I have to do. My anger. I don't have sense. People, it's like it's an insult to think that, oh, you're gonna let your anger get you in trouble. No, no, my anger doesn't get me in my trouble. My rational mind will get me in trouble because it will be like, you know, if you think this through well enough, you can accomplish it. That's the trouble. My anger does not get me in trouble. My anger is fuel. My anger fuels. My anger has fueled me for over 5 decades. It's what gets me up in the morning when it lets me go to sleep. It's what it's what's pushing iron to keep from hitting people with iron. All those things. It does all those. Petra, Petra, and it's like that's what it's so nice to have someone here who knows me and has been around me for years when we lived in Mississippi, right? Worked in the same law office. Yeah, we worked in a law office. I know people like, "Why did you done that? Not impressive." You know what I mean? Like when I tell people when I be talking about law, I don't be talking about law from I think. I don't talk about law from not having to deal with the system. That's what I be like telling people. I be like, I understand. You just think all black people are stupid. I get it. I got it. I get it. That's what y'all think. But we know what we're talking about. We've seen it in action. Angry or not, his words and actions are 100% thought through. Yes, and that's it. That's another thing about anger. Anger doesn't cause me to act irrationally. Anger never has caused me to act irrationally. When I decide to beat somebody's ass, I don't act irrationally with it. And I know people like QB talking say, "You think you can beat everybody?" I know I can outthink them. I know I can outthink them. I know how to plan my timing. I should know how to do that. I know. Yeah, see, anger would have you. Angry people get their ass beat a lot of times when they anger control them. No, I'll be like, yeah, I got you. I got you. I don't believe in fair fights. Never have, never will. I don't know. If I'm fighting for something worth fighting for, I don't believe in fair fights. And I'm gonna tell you another reason I don't just indiscriminately fight. I don't believe it. If I find it well enough that I got to fight over it, I find it well enough that somebody needs to be walking slow with 6 people escorting them somewhere. Yes, I could win a fight and be thinking about it's not over. It's not over. If you come near me again, it's gonna be on and popping. I was gonna say today, I was gonna make a video. I don't have friends in opposition. You can call it what you want to. I don't have friends that believe that anything that's going on is right in any way, shape, or form. I don't have those kind of people. I don't have people I want to have intellectual debates with on human rights. No, I don't have. I was looking at people like, oh yeah, we disagree, but we get along. No, I have. Listen, listen to me, and listen to me. I have cut off biological family members that won't come near me because they know that the positions they take will get them backhand. They know it. And if you think I feel that way, and I'm not even saying, and I don't even believe, I'm not one of those, I'm one of those people that believe in the whole axiom of, they say blood is thicker than water. No, 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 no. What that's saying is that the blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb. That's the whole quote. And I believe the blood of the covenants I choose to make with people are stronger than the water of the womb we might have shared. That's what that. That's why I don't. I be listening to people. I'm like, y'all don't know what you're talking. The blood of the covenant I make with people, family I make, is stronger than the womb of the family I might have shared. Only exception is being my children. All I hear is you singing. You can't run. You can't hide. I'm gonna find. Yeah, that's what it is. So when I tell you this is my family, you need to act accordingly. I don't have any friends that think that marginalized groups of people that I have aligned myself with don't deserve any human right. I don't have any friends that want to talk about what compromise looks like. I don't have any friends. I think people need to realize that. I don't have any friends that think like that. That's why some people come in here and they be like, "Oh, TNathan, you didn't have to talk to me like that way." You came in there, you showed your whole natural ass about putting down Africans or putting down marginalized communities or telling me what your God is saying that shouldn't be done. We are not friends. We're not nephews. We're not. You're not my niece. You're not my nephew. You're not anything. Anything. I give less than two fucks once you show me who you are. And I don't have it. People are like, well, yeah, I have a friend and he's a Trump supporter. I don't have any friends that are Trump supporters. I don't have how are you going to be friends with somebody who thinks certain people shouldn't exist? Right. That's wild to me. That's wild to me. How you going to be friends with somebody you know they got some bigoted ways, but they good people? Uh-huh. Somebody make that make sense to me. Do you understand? The woman in my life cut off her father because he was a bigot. Do you? I don't think. Listen, listen. Hmm. I don't think you understand how serious this thing is. Check text. Checking text. Dun, dun, dun. Petra said check text. A black trans woman died from gunshot injuries Lynchburg, Virginia. Why am I not surprised? On August 18th. Yep. Black trans woman died gunshot injuries in Lynchburg, Virginia on Monday 18th. The 33-year-old woman was found dead in her yard of a home in the 1000 block. I couldn't see the rest of it, Petra. That's the same one you sent me earlier? Yeah, that's the same one you sent me earlier. 31-year-old hairstylist, black trans woman Keisha Reed, shot dead in Lynchburg, Virginia. The 31-year-old was found dead in front yard at home in the 1100 block of Rivermount Avenue around 8:58 p.m. Law enforcement and media misgendered and dead named her. Oh, of course. Surprise! Surprise! At approximately 8:58, the Lynchburg Police Department and Lynchburg Fire Department responded to a malicious wounding call in the 1100 block. Police told ABC3 that when they arrived on the scene, they found somebody dead in the yard. People have confirmed that the victim suffered a gunshot wound. It is unclear if the victim's house if it was the victim's house or another residency. There's no further information from the investigation, but I did see some media coverage update um, her name and identity. Her friends and family likely advocated on her behalf. They too often step in the grieving process. Yeah, surprise. Hmm, surprise. I don't understand. I don't just living her life. Just like just like Matthew Shepard, just living their life. Just like Tian, just like Brandon Tina, just living their life. Just like Harvey Milk, just living their life. Just like all 49 victims at the Post nightclub their life. Just living their life. I have never seen so many people concerned about grown ass adults and what they did in their sexual lives than they care more about theirs. You got a whole ass wife out here complaining about your sex, but you're worried about what some people are doing with their sex. You got a whole unsatisfied partner at home, a whole unsatisfied sexual partner at home, but you're out here talking about drag queens reading books. Let that sink in. Who has the problem again? Who has the problem? You're Look, you've been operating within 3 inches for years, thinking you're doing something, and you worried about what bathroom somebody using. Your wife out here fucking everything that move because she can't get satisfaction at home, and you out here advocating about a man's a man and you shouldn't be in the man's bathroom. I be looking at you like I would fuck your wife just to show you up, but she too ugly for me too. Yeah, I don't want to. All right, hold that thought. Hold that thought. DJ, oh, it's 11:02. It's Friday night, y'all. Hold on. Hold that thought. DJ, I know I'm late. I'm 2 minutes late. Blame Reese. I blame Reese. All right. You have a good one. I'm gonna invite DJ to the show one night just to talk about I'm gonna invite DJ to the show one night just to talk about how late what he be doing when I be late, when I be doing. Yeah. Reese, you too. We got it. We got it. I'm in the grocery store and it's 106 degrees outside. Not too much on my favorite tech stalker. Yeah. But this is it. They have more energy for what they have more. Listen, and I'm telling you, they will give more passes to pedos than they do to grown ass people living their life. Somehow, the state of humanity is in trouble with our population approaching 10 billion on this planet. But somehow, yeah, yeah, it's you. You the problem. I tell you, I just be wanting violence. I haven't seen one drag queen unalive or SH. Listen, we got whole parents out here accusing black men of no. Now you notice I said this. If you follow the Susan Smith story, if you know who Susan Smith was, you understand what I'm saying. Got a whole ass woman out here talking about somebody said "Ola" to her and hit her in the back of the head and stole her child. And you know where it comes from, right? It comes from the fact that people think they can do anything and just demonize somebody speaking Spanish as the enemy, and everybody's just gonna go off on that. This woman said that I heard "Hola," and next thing I saw was white, and they stole my child. Listen, listen. Let's just play this stupid ass game for a minute, right? You an undocumented worker in this country, right? You think you want some white baby, some white woman's child? That's what you think you're doing? That's what you got up this morning and thought was that your biggest idea. I'm gonna go kidnap a white woman's child and I'm gonna say "Hola" to her before I hit her in the back of the head. Hey, nothing, nothing sounds strange about that, right? And people ran with it. She arrested now with her hubby. Jail too easy. Jail too easy. And then this is the thing that gets me, right? They arrested them on suspicion of murdering their child because they haven't found the child, right? As they continue to have look for the child. And they're talking about, well, we just want to cover all bases. Everybody raised their hands who knew when they first saw that. When I first saw that press conference, I knew something was wrong. Matter of fact, hold that thought. When I saw that press conference, and I said, is it just me, or is there something wrong with this whole press conference? Hold on. Sorry, you reached a page that doesn't exist. I can't win on these conditions. Somehow I reached a page that doesn't exist. Let's try again. Let's see. I want the press conference they did on. I want the press conference. Yeah, I know they've been arrested. I want the press conference they did yesterday. Hold on. See if I can find it. Because you know how I should have downloaded it when I watched it.
Are you ready for retirement? Our free retirement planner shows you where you stand now.
This is what he looks like. It's just a baby. Just give our son back, please.
That's the father and mother of a 7-month-old. Did you notice on that missing poster?
This is what he looks like. It's just a baby. Just give our son back, please.
Anybody? Anybody want this? Anybody want this? I've seen better acting by D-rate actors in F-rate movies. And it was the way the mother was talking about the son in past tense also that gave it away for me. It was the way all past tense, fake tears, both right, right. It was the way a mother, listen, listen. I've seen mothers that have lost their children and they still don't talk about their children. It still take years for them to talk about their child in the past tense. And this bubble nose, I'm not even gonna look back and talk to Bella. Y'all know what I want to say, but somebody in the comments help me out. You know what I want to say, but I try to reserve that. But this, he's standing up there. I'm so tired with American Eagle shirt on. I'm so tired of people centering themselves in this whole conversation. I'm tired of them too. Ain't nobody asking what you would do. I'm looking at this, and you out here. He got 48 months probation for putting his other child. Right. You saw. Listen. I love the fact that the ex-wife, his ex-wife, she filed to have his custody agreement changed, that he can't even see his child. And right? You know that woman went in there and told the judge that he was a danger to her child, and she didn't want him nowhere around him. And the judge was like, "We try to keep the father in the parents' life." I want us to start calling it what it is. Some people don't deserve to be parents, and they don't deserve to be anywhere near any children. Male and female, both of these should not have had children. Both of those. I listen, and this is no slight, but I'm gonna tell you, Mabel Fairley. Mabel Fairley had some unbreakable rules, and she discussed them before she even got married. Before I was born, she wanted to be a mother, and she made sure. She said, "Listen, and it's funny. It's funny and it's tragic also, but it's funny because this is what the business she stood on." And I remember she talked, and my father told me this story. My mother just confirmed it, but my father told me this story. She told him before they got married that she told him that if you ever put your hand on any child we have in any violent manner, you are going to die. That's what that 5'4" woman told that man. She told him from the before she even got pregnant, before they got married, she told him this is what it is. She say, if you put your hands on my child in a violent manner, you will die. Not like he did. He never did. No. But she gave him some incentive. And I look at this, right? I look at this. And I've worked with a lot of abused women, right? To stand by the man that most likely is responsible for the death of your child and cry crocodile tears, that should have been your Tina Turner moment. That should have been your Tina Turner and Ike moment in the back of that vehicle. She should have jumped him on national television right then. Ain't nobody's face wet in this whole thing. And when I saw that, I said, I don't believe it. I said, I got suspicion. And then when, like you said, Petra, and then when the other evidence come in, this is not his first time at the rodeo on a child. Yeah, I'm a survivor. Ain't no way he ever touched my daughter. I left for that reason. Right, Aim. That's what I'm talking about. Educational fact for people like them, it's only a crime if the police find the body. It works both ways. Don't forget to add they hired the same defense attorney as last time. Right. You just wanna see this part again?
This is what he looks like. He's just a baby. Just give our son back, please.
Just give our son back, please. Couldn't even release a fake tear. He almost killed me, but never hurt because I walked because I didn't give him the chance. That's it. I say, like I say, I work with a lot. I see a lot of abused women, but that's their breaking point. That's their breaking point. And there's some that have stayed because they didn't want him to get cussed. And that's why when I was telling you about how this woman that is a shelter director in another county over from me, and when we were doing the thing about trying to get the hotel so we can have homeless people a hotel room to stay in while we process them, and her, yeah, she's a Trump supporter. I don't think any Trump supporter should be allowed to run shelters, her or homeless programs. I said it. I don't give a fuck what you think. Fight me. Um, and she was like, "Well, I think we should just send people back to the county they came from and let that county deal with them." Yes, I said bitch fuck quicker than I've ever said bitch in my life. Bitch, who do you think that's a good idea for? You understand women are fleeing abusive relationships, and your job is you just gonna put them on a bus and force them to go back where they came from? I never wanted to fight a white woman so bad in my life. I had to leave because if I would have stayed, I would have roundhouse kick to the neck. She's complicit in this. No mercy. Right. You're complicit. You're complicit. And listen, 7 months old. 7 months old. What did a 7 month do to you? It's just like when I see these people. What was the one? I was watching another case, and they were talking about how the woman threw her children into the river because the man she with didn't want children. And I'm like, so this is your big plan? You're just gonna throw your children into a river? Are you all right? I would see. I would have took her back to that river. I would have took her back to the same river she threw them children in, threw her in, and I would have been on the. I would have been on the river. I would have been on the river just in case she looked like she was gonna make it out, or somebody was gonna help her, and I would have. Yes, that. Sure would have. She deserved to be thrown off the same river. The same river. She having her head knocked between washer and dryer and still chose him over. Right. Yes, yes, Jay. I've logged off. And thank you, Jay. Thank you, Jay. I meant to tell you, I don't know if I was busy, but thank you. Thank you. Um, yes, Gracie matched you. I know y'all were plotting behind my back. Gracie matched your donation. Thank you. Appreciate it. Appreciate the consistency. Yeah. People don't listen to me. I appreciate it. To putting it towards was St. Louis. Um, yeah. If any of y'all want to help with the meal for those out there homeless coming up in St. Louis, or we're getting supplies to the kids in our tutoring class, that's how you do it over there. That's the cash app. If you would like to help, all help is appreciated. Um, we told you in the comments last night. Yeah, I wasn't listening. You know me, Jay. I be listening to the comments and don't. But I know you. Well, and then there's some people that you say things. But you and Gracie and y'all are definitely not. But sometimes I just see it and I just go over it. But yeah, y'all are consistent. Thank you. I don't play in the hospital on that. My girl was 6 months and she matched Jay and yeah, yes, thank you. It made me and it was like made me cry. Also, I'm glad you're on that note. Hey, I did try to do this on eBay. It didn't work out well, right? It didn't work out well. So that's what we're gonna do. I guess I guess since I'm not gonna sit here in my boxers or do any strange things, um, balls, right? And I was like, auction, nah. If you want one, $50 for shipping and handling. I'll show them. I'll show them. You can get one. These are the limited editions, the originals. These are the originals. I didn't even see them on the website anymore. Um, but these are the originals. I have. Let me see how many of the crumb snatchers. Crumb snatchers stole two of them. I know they stole at least two of them because they like them. But they're all black dolls. They're in mint condition. They've never been taken out the box. Um, and I was like $50 for shipping and handling. If you want one, and I will go like this is spotlight tonight. I meant to do it earlier, but spotlight tonight. If you like one, let me know. They're different. I have this one. Da, da, da. One, two, three, four. I think seven. Okay. Crumb Snatchers left me 7 of them. That one. And we got this one. And like I said, they're mint condition. They've never been open. They've never been open. Everything that came with them in there. So I thought I'd do that because auction just doesn't seem it. It's not the answer. Auction is not the answer. That requires too much of me, and I don't have it. I don't have it to stand around an auction. But we'll spotlight one until we get that one sold, and then we'll go to the next one. But if you would like one, you can DM me or let me know, cash at me and say you would like one. And I think it's like total will be like $56 to ship it to your address and all that. I like to have these. I have each one is different. So that's what I'm thinking. Boy doll? No, I don't have any. I don't have any boy dolls because they didn't send. They didn't give me. It's Crumb Snatchers. Crumb Snatchers picked them all. Crumb Snatchers picked them. So I don't know. I'll figure it out. He stay lying on the Crumb Snatchers. No, I'm not. First of all, what we not gonna do is lie on the Crumb Snatchers. Hold that thought. You know I don't lie on Crumb Snatchers. Mhm. Rhea, you sleep? Rhiannon, you sleep? All right. Avy not sleep. Come here, Avy. Come here. Don't get on camera. Don't get on camera because I want to hurt. Come over. You can come over some more. You can come over some more. Shut the door behind. Shut Pinky out. All right. Avy. Can y'all hear Avy? Say something, Avy. Can y'all hear Avy? She said, hola. Y'all hear her? Now, what did you do with your dog? Where's your dog? See, listen. How many did you get? You gave one to the birthday gift, right? You took one to the birthday party. What you do with the other one? You must have 3 because there are only 7 here, and I had 12. So you gave one. Rihanna had one. You had one, and then you took one to the birthday party. So see, I do not lie on Crumb Snatchers. I do not lie on Crumb Snatchers. Yeah, you did good. You did good. See, now, 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 I want an apology. What you drinking? You got something to drink? You got some? What you got? You want like pineapple? Because I have to hide it. You want pineapple? Go get us some water. Go get us some water. I got pineapple and I got watermelon, strawberry. I mean watermelon. I got watermelon. Yeah, I got strawberry, watermelon, and pineapple. Now, as I said, she didn't have council present. She don't need. She don't. This mine or yours? What mine? What kind you want? You want both of them? I'm snatchers. Yep. And y'all see, y'all just have to wait for me to do this because she said she wanted it mixed. So I don't care what y'all talking about right now. She said she wanted it mixed. That's what she gets. All right. Taste it. See if it's sweet enough. I know. Good. All right. Thank you for your time. Bye bye. Love you. Love you. And Pinky is innocent to proven guilty. Whereas ours, Jay, let me listen. This is great value. Listen, these are great value. This is the pineapple because I love pineapple too. I love pineapple and I love lemonade. So that's it. But Jay, you're literally in the place where I go to get frozen drinks. And you're asking where yours at. Go over to the frozen drink machine, Jay, and send me one. Yeah. She's like, why do I don't run out. Like I do not run out. I always have, juicers, right? They run out because I don't number one, they can't come in this room unless I am all I know is the lawyer and the rest of the family better get some. Listen, Jay at Mobile. I love frozen drinks. And Jay is at Frozen Drink headquarters, right? And want my bottle of water with juice poured in. Yeah, I can't with y'all. I can't. Mm, bum, 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 bum. Charge the light brigade. Mm, I thought I had a message. So we're about to get out of here. I want to. What do I want to watch? I wanna. I gotta. I wanna. Anybody want to watch Weapon tonight? Gonna pull up like Devo on. Hold on. Hold on. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah. All right. Listen. I knew she was trying to reach something. I knew she was trying to reach something. It never. Good night. Just got back home with the snacks. It's family movie night. All right, Reese. I knew she was trying to reach something. I heard. Yep, she's trying to reach something. Yeah, she's getting taller though. She's getting much taller. Yeah, like but she's very independent when it comes to that. She dragged a little stool. She dragged a little. I heard her dragging it, and I said, "Yeah, let me go reach it," because I had a feeling I knew what she was reaching. And it was a little higher. Weapon. I got Weapon and Mission Impossible. I know y'all don't want to watch K-pop Dragon Hunters, even though I liked it. It's good. I got Weapon and I got Mission Impossible. Oh, speaking of Weapon, hold that thought. While y'all decide, app keeps freezing. Let me see. Let me let me check out. All right. Let me see something. I think I know Ray. I know Gracie doesn't like horror movies. Gonna watch the back of my eyelids here in Charlotte. Yeah, you need to get some rest. You've had a long day. You've had a long day. Yeah, nephew of mine. Hold tight. Nephew of mine. Yeah. Um, Gracie, I don't like horror movies. Me, that's too damn bad. Hey, Gracie doesn't like horror movie. Weapon is a horror. It is a horror movie. I got Weapon. and I got Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. Hey, let's see. Let me see how long Mission Impossible is. Hold tight. Hold on.